Welcome to Random, Rambling, and Rhetoric with TeeJ Mercer. That's my TT. And it's all powered by her Samsung Notes. Now, here's my TT.
I just loves me some porta potties, said no one ever. I don't know about you, but the ickiest thing on the planet is when I am forced to use a porta potty. I try to hold my bladder until the last possible minute. And what about nasty public restrooms? Ew, public restrooms plus kids. Parents, what do you do as soon as you take them to a public bathroom? You make them hold up their hands and forbid them to touch anything. Then you get in the stall, there's no toilet paper or seat cover. You handle your business, come out, and then there's no soap or paper towels. Lord have mercy. Jesus is just not a good situation all around. Fortunately, there's the restroom kit, a full bathroom solution the size of a lightweight deck of cards. A deck of cards, y'all. I keep one in my purse all the time just because it's complete with a full patented oversized toilet seat cover, enough toilet paper to cover the essentials, plus wet wipes for your tushy and your hands. The restroom kit is a don't leave home without it necessity for your road trips, you going camping, the beach, festivals, basically any restroom that ain't yours. Even that friend of yours who's cleaning is not their strong suit. You know what I mean? So pop on over and visit therestroomkit.com. That's therestroomkit.com. And when you use the code RAMBLINGS, RAMBLINGS, you will get 15% off your purchase. So stop going to the bathroom without the full protection you need. Go get the restroom kit at therestroomkit.com.
Hey, it's TJ, your host of Random Ramblings and Rhetoric. And by now you should know I am your shenanigan-prone storyteller who likes to just talk to you while I'm on my morning walk. So today I'm going to tell on myself, but I'm going to tell on myself with the intent of hopefully freeing one of you who's listening. I had a come to Jesus moment a few weeks ago that I had to finally embrace to myself. I suck at multitasking. I used to think I was good at it, but the truth of the matter is I suck at it. For real, for real. And what happened this morning as I was getting dressed is what triggered me to want to talk to you guys about this, because I'm getting better and I want to tell you about some of the things that I've done to get better at it. But I was getting dressed. I was putting on my walking clothes, and I was brushing my teeth. I had not fully dressed. I'd only put on my pants and my sports bra. Started to brush my teeth. Then in the middle of brushing my teeth, I said to myself, oh, I need to go put the clothes in the dryer. So I stopped brushing my teeth, toothbrush still hanging out of my mouth as I'm walking to the kitchen. And suddenly it just hits me. Wait a minute. Why don't you finish brushing your teeth? It's going to take another 45 to 60 seconds to finish brushing your teeth before you then take off to go do something else. Then I look down at myself and go, and where's your shirt? So you didn't finish getting completely dressed before you started brushing your teeth. And the thing is, guys, I don't even realize that I'm doing it. That's what's been so hard to break this habit. I don't even realize that I'm doing it. And so it really came to a head when I missed a deadline for something because I had typed the email, had finished it, got distracted, didn't hit send, and totally forgot about it until a few days later, I'm closing Windows and realize this email is still sitting up on my screen. And that's when I was like, you got to do something about this, because I didn't even realize it. And so I don't know if that's you, but here's what I do know. I broken had a moment with God. I was like, you got to help me with this. And he began to show me that he was kind of glad that I finally had brought this issue to him, because there's so much more he has for me to do, but he can't give it to me because I'm not disciplined enough to keep focused, to finish a task, and to just finish it to its completion. And until I master that, he's not going to, good morning, he's not going to allow me to have more responsibility because it would kill me. And so what I started doing is I remembered that my girl Seema, and I'm gonna try to remember to put it in the notes for you, because she has a handout of like this handout that I printed out. I print out several copies of basically breaking down your day, and it has worked. But then my girl Reneka helped me to see that I am one who is easily distracted by shiny things. So when I'm in work mode, and let me just back up. Let me just say this, because if you don't know my history, let me say where my real struggle is that as a TV editor, and I was a TV editor for 20 years, and part of my creative process was, if I hadn't figured out how I wanted to lay out my show, I would just watch the footage, or I would start listening and auditioning music tracks that would be good for my show, and I start making selects of that and putting it and making labels of what this would be good for. And so I would just watch the footage over and over and over again, or I would play the same scene over and over and over again until it took shape. But when I became a media coach, and I was, having to do a whole bunch of writing, because as a TV editor, I told my stories with actual video. I didn't sit down and write scripts. And matter of fact, I hate writing. But what I do in the world now requires me to do so much writing. And a lot of times you're starting out with just a blank screen. And so it would be hard for me to just focus my mind long enough, because there was I had to just focus and had to think things through. Whereas as a TV editor, me watching video, I am being productive by just watching the scene over and over and over again until something clicks and takes shape. It was a struggle. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It was a struggle, because my mind would want to just veer off in other directions. I think of 50 million other things to do. I'd start going off and doing those things. And so it just became chaos, and I wasn't being productive. And Reneka helped me to see that I am a shiny object syndrome kind of girl. So she suggested that I work in a do not disturb mode, and which means I silence all the notifications on my computer. I silence all the notifications on my phone. And at first I was like, there's no way. Because what if, my mom needs to reach me? And what if, and it was almost the fear of missing out. And then it had to hit me like, wait a minute. You actually silence your computer and your phone at night when you go to bed, because you're the type that once you wake up, it's hard for you to fall back asleep. And so your family on the East Coast forget that they calling you at 7 o'clock in the morning is really 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning. So you just start silencing. So the world is okay with you being unreachable. Then how about you try this? And Lord have mercy, Jesus, it was the best thing ever. And it's still hard, to do, of just being completely unreachable when I need to zone in and focus, whether I'm writing a pitch for a client, where I'm writing some copy for something I'm working on, or something in a new book. It has been hard, but I now embrace it. And I realize how much more I get done as a result of being in do not disturb. And so what I did was The people who absolutely need to be able to get in touch with me, they know to keep calling my home phone because no one calls my home phone. They need to keep calling my home phone until they raise me. And then I'll realize, like, oh, okay, so that's something. But they also know if I'm not responding, I'm working. And I've got to actually teach people that I'm not available all through the day because I work from home. And that has been hard. And then the other thing that I had to implement is just like I would watch the footage over and over and over again, um, I have to, um, I walk. When I need to think of something or start creating something, I walk. And so it's a dual, I love being outside, just walking as I'm processing because I still feel like I'm actively doing something as opposed to just sitting there at a blank screen. And so then I'll take a notepad and I'll write stuff down, notes on it down, and then when I get back to my house, I'll then execute what I had written down on the computer. Then the other thing that I've noticed that works for me is I select 3 key projects that have to be done during the day. Just 3. And every day I decide these are the 3 that by the time I go to bed, these are the 3 that have to be done. That could be ranged from anything from, handling something for my mom that I know it's going to take like 2 or 3 hours, or writing a pitch, or doing some videos, or putting a funnel sequence in place. It could be anything, but it's only 3. And then, this is how Seema taught me, who I mentioned earlier, the way she did this so brilliantly is that then I have a things to do of things that won't take long, but they still need to happen. And what I've started to do is when I'm in do not disturb mode, my mind is still going all over the place. I just keep a running tally of what has come up that I need to handle. But I get right back on track at the task at hand. That one of those, projects that I've decided that I have to do today. So I don't necessarily, and it takes a lot because, I'm a social media person. I'm always on Facebook telling stories. And sometimes that's how I check out too. And, an hour later, you realize a whole hour has passed and you just don't been on Facebook and did nothing. So I have to even wrangle that monkey into submission. It's like, soon as I sit down to focus, every single thing, every single possible, every single story I have has to be told right now. And I have to actually go off and do it. What has helped is having that running just pad by me to just jot that thought down and get back into focus. And this is why, and to be honest with you, that's why it was so hard to launch this podcast. Because I was like, I don't know when I'm gonna have time to do it. I don't want to take on nothing else. And then something told me, just grab your phone and talk. Talk while you're on your walk. Uh-oh, there I go. I rhymed again. I'm gonna be a rapper. Talk while you're on your walk. And so with my wonderful assistant, we now have a workflow. I record these on my walk. They go up into our Google Drive. She takes it from there. I don't do anything else. I don't think about it. She takes it from there and gets it published. And that's what I've had to actually um, figure out for myself, that that's what works. But it started with me having a true conversation, and I did the research of productivity tips and things like that. But it really wasn't until I was like, okay, God, you got to help me and how you built your kid. And once I settled that I suck at um, what am I calling multitasking. I suck at it, and that I don't have to be good at it. In fact, I'd rather be laser focused on something. And working in do not disturb mode, man, y'all, that thing has helped me. I get so much more done. So I hope that helps you. And I don't know, that you can relate if that's what you're going through. If you're struggling with it, here are some things that you can try that maybe you can implement. And that's it. I'm getting ready to go in and get my day started. While I'm doing that, I want you to go out and make God smile. And in my case, I'm going to have him cracking up laughing by the end of the day. Talk to you later.
Well, that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed what my TT shared with you. And like she always says, let's go out and make God smile. And don't forget to hug somebody. It's T2 Mercer signing off now. See y'all later.